Howdy y'all, it is Wednesday once again. Good gravy tut out here. Anyway, we'll jump into last week's puzzler. It was two Germans standing on a street corner having a conversation. One of them is the father of the other's son. So the question is, how is that possible? Two Germans standing on a street corner. One of them is the father of the other one's son. Now the answer to the question is the other person. The second German is the mother. What I found interesting about this puzzler is most all of us assumed that the two Germans were male. Not anything to do with being German. It just is apparently how our brain works, that you just assume that it's two males standing on the street corner, and most of your guesses all were male in relation. Nobody guessed female. So I found that was very interesting. So, mother is the answer. This week's puzzler is delightful. Ready? I am the black child of a white father, a wingless bird, flying even to the clouds of heaven. I give birth to tears of mourning and pupils that meet me, even though there is no cause for grief. And at once on my birth I am dissolved into air. What am I? That's a good one. I'll read it one more time. I am the black child of a white father, a wingless bird, flying even to the clouds of heaven. I give birth to tears of mourning and pupils that meet me, even though there is no cause for grief. And once again on my birth I am dissolved into air. What am I? So enjoy that. Good luck with that. That should be fun. So in making these videos, I've kind of struggled a few times with topics and what to do. So I decided to kind of go with a theme. Last week we talked about music and hymns. So I thought maybe we'd stick with that this week and talk about all of the creatures in the world and all of the songs that God has given them to make their own music with. To say I am not a morning person is quite the understatement. Some of you know I am not a morning person. Not at all. Don't like the morning. Morning is too early. The only time I probably have seen a sunrise is when I have stayed up all night and not gone to bed and still been up when the sun has risen. So in the spring, along about 4:30, birds start chirping. And I almost always have my bedroom window open, even just a little bit. And it was insanely loud. I can't tell you how loud it was. So loud. It was so loud that I looked it up. And apparently it's a thing. It's called the dawn chorus. So let me read you a little bit. It says, the dawn chorus occurs when birds sing at the start of a new day. In temperate countries, this is most noticeable in the spring when the birds are either defending a breeding territory, trying to attract a mate, or calling in the flock. At my house, they must be doing all of that. In any given location, it is common for different species to do their dawn singing at different times. So what they're saying is it builds. There's a couple little birds that start, and within a half an hour, it's like this cacophony of song outside in my yard. In a study of the Ecuadorian forest, it was determined that birds perching higher in the trees, and birds with larger eyes tend to pipe up first. These correlations may be caused by the fact that both would also correlate with the amount of light received by the birds. So the birds higher up in the trees with bigger eyeballs start sooner because they see more light. And they start really early. So mark your calendars. The first Sunday in May is International Dawn Chorus Day. So, God bless if you guys all get up at 4 to hear the birds sing next May. It is an amazing sound, but it is really early. So one morning, I was lying in bed, no lie, and I was awoken by this bird, who in my mind's eye had his little claws on my screen and was screaming in my window the word Jeremy. Jeremy, 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 3 times in a row. So picture me, 4 or 4:30 in the morning, screaming back to this poor little bird that there was no Jeremy in my house and he needed to move somewhere else. I'm telling a friend of mine at work, and they said to me, well, why don't you Google it? I'm like, how do you Google that? They're like, Google Jeremy bird. So darned if I didn't. I Googled bird that screams Jeremy, and voila. It is called a Carolina wren. So I've got the music and the bird for you. If you close your eyes and listen, hopefully you will hear the bird say, Jeremy, Jeremy, Jeremy. They also say sometimes people think it's saying Germany. I think it's Jeremy, and for the umpteenth time, there is no Jeremy here. So enjoy. So in addition to the Carolina wren, I thought I'd share with you some of the other birds that live in my yard that provide this chorus of music for me in the morning. Next we have, let's see, I wrote it down somewhere. Hold that thought. After the Carolina wren, we have the house finch, and the picture that you will see is the male because he's red. After that will be the gray catbird, and following will be the robin. If you notice behind me, I don't know if you can see it, but that's my bedroom window, and it is almost always open. And for some silly reason, I decided to plant all these bushes here and put a birdhouse right outside my window. Not the brightest move. So in the mornings, this is the chorus that I hear. Enjoy. Okay, one last thing. Last week I discovered a ragtag group of masked ringers in the parking lot, and I got them to play some music for you. So this week I have found a chorus in my bushes, and I will share that with you. I hope that you have the opportunity to open your windows, even if it is hot as stink out. Get a listen in the dawn, listen to the voices and the songs that God has given these creatures to bless us with in the morning. It is truly a beautiful sound. If they would start at noon, it would be even more beautiful. But I thank the Lord nonetheless for the music that they create. Have a good week all. Be well. God bless.